Your life can change in a day. And it might sound almost too simple, almost too good to be true. But I want you to consider that today, right now, could be that day for you. There are moments in life when something just clicks. When the decisions you make set a course that shifts everything. When I say that life can change in a day, I mean it can pivot entirely in a direction you've never imagined before. But here's the key. It takes intention. It takes purpose. The most importantly, it takes action. Now, a lot of folks like to sit around and wait for life to change. They say I'm waiting for my lucky break, or when the time is right, I'll make my move. Well, let me tell you something. Waiting for the stars to align isn't much of a strategy. It's like sitting on the side of the road waiting for a cab to take you to success. The truth is, most cabs are busy picking up people who wave them down. Life doesn't reward the idle, who make a move. But it's true. Think about it. An opportunity to make a new decision, to take a different action. Most people underestimate the power of a single decision. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond to it, and your response, and your ability to choose differently in the moment you truly understand that. The moment you take responsibility for every decision you make is the moment your life changes forever. I remember back in the day when I was down to pennies in my pocket. And I mean literally, I had more months than money, feeling sorry for myself, hoping that someday something would change. But then it hit me that someday is a lie we tell ourselves to avoid the fear of acting now. I decided I wasn't going to wait anymore. I decided I was going to do something. And that's the turning point. Not when the world changes. See, most people live their lives as if they're just along for the ride. They think life happens to them, and they become victims of circumstance. But the truth is, we have far more power over our lives than we think. You're not a passenger. You're the driver. And as long as you're holding the steering wheel, you have the ability to change the direction at any moment. I'm not saying it's easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. But it's not complicated either. It's just a matter of recognizing. Success is not one big leap. It's a 1,000 little steps taken consistently over time. It could be something like getting up early to exercise, setting aside time each day to learn a new skill. We're making a small but meaningful connection with someone. Beach. Small action, no matter how trivial it seems, contributes to your success in the long run. It's about waking up early to exercise, spending 15 minutes a day, learning a new skill, reaching out. Talk to a friend or mentor, and setting small, achievable goals. Each of these little actions may seem insignificant, but combined, it's getting up when you'd rather sleep in. Watching another rerun of something that doesn't add value to your life. It's about making the right decision today. Because today matters. What's the secret to success? Well, I've got news for you. There is no secret. The secret is doing the obvious things consistently, day in and day out. Even when you don't feel like it, the secret is in doing what most people aren't willing to do. You see, everyone wants to have a better life, but not everyone is willing to do what it takes to create a better life. And that's why most people live in a state of perpetual mediocrity, because they wait for motivation instead of creating discipline. I'll tell you another story. I once knew a young man who was absolutely down on his luck. He had a stack of unpaid bills, no job. He had every excuse to feel sorry for himself, to blame the world, to give up. But one day, he decided that enough was enough. He decided to take responsibility for his life. He picked up a book. He started learning new skills. He began to network to show up, even when he felt like nobody noticed. He worked on himself. He changed his mindset. And little by little, his life began to change. Today, he's a successful business owner, not because of luck, but because he decided that his life could change in a day. That day was the day he stopped waiting for permission and started taking action. Here's the truth. You have greatness within you. You have to wake it up, shake it out, and let it grow. And that means taking risks. That means stepping out of your comfort zone. And yes, it might mean failing a few times. But you see, failure is not the enemy. Every time you fail, you learn something. You grow every time you step up to the plate. Even if you strike out, you're getting stronger, more resilient, more ready for the next pitch. The real tragedy is never stepping up at all. But remember, every time you decide to step up, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, taking on a challenging project, or even just trying something new, you bring yourself closer to your true potential. It's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to try again and again. I remember hearing someone say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And I love that because it's true. There's no better time to start than now. Stop worrying about what you didn't do yesterday. Stop worrying about how far behind you feel. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. Today is your opportunity to start anew. Don't waste it. Don't let another day slip by while you sit on the sidelines, wishing for a better future. Start planting your seeds. Now they might take time to grow, but with patience and persistence, they will grow. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you sat down and really thought about where you want to go? I mean, really thought about it. Not just the fleeting ideas, not just the daydreams. I'm talking about making a plan, putting pen to paper, writing it down, and committing to it. One of the most powerful things you can do is to decide what you want. Write it down, and then make a promise to yourself to pursue it. When you do that, you create a roadmap for yourself. And even if you're not sure how to get there just yet, the fact that you've written it down gives you a sense of direction. You're no longer drifting. You're moving with purpose. And remember this, it's not just about setting big goals. It's about the small, seemingly insignificant actions that you take every day. The little things add up. It's waking up early. It's choosing to be kind. When you don't have to be, it's taking care of your health. It's making that extra effort at work. It's finding time to connect with loved ones. Every one of those little things makes a difference. The big changes don't happen all at once. They happen slowly, step by step, decision by decision. That's how you build something meaningful. You know, I've always said, don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Life isn't supposed to be easy. Easy is boring. Easy is predictable. Easy doesn't push you, doesn't bring out the best in you. It's the challenges, the struggles, the tough moments that make you who you are. They build character. They build strength, something on a silver platter. Ask yourself, how can I get better so I can handle whatever life throws at me? That's the kind of mindset that changes lives. That's the kind of mindset that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. Let me tell you, one of the most important lessons I've learned in my life is that success is not a solo journey. You need people. You need mentors. You need friends. You need a network of people who lift you up and hold you accountable. I'm grateful for the people who taught me, who believed in me, even when I doubted myself. Surround yourself with people who push you, who challenged you, who inspire you. If you're around negative people, complainers, or those who have no ambition, guess what? They're going to drag you down with them. You need to make sure that your circle is filled with people who are moving forward, not standing still or moving back. People are like elevators. They can take you up or they can take you down. Be careful who you choose to surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people who are always negative, who always see the worst in everything, who are satisfied with mediocrity, then it's going to be much harder for you to rise above it. But when you find people who encourage you, who have big dreams, who aren't afraid to work hard and take risks, those are the people who will lift you up and help you grow. And you'll do the same for them too. I want you to think about this. If today were the day everything changed, if today were the day you finally decided to take charge, what would you do differently? How would you think differently? Because it's not the circumstances that need to change. It's you. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are. If you're not happy with where you are, look in the mirror and decide to become someone different. Someone better. Work on your skills. Work on your mindset. Work on your habits. The more you improve yourself. And let's talk about the power of commitment. When you truly commit to something, when you decide that there's no other option, if you're going to make something work no matter what, you start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Define solutions instead of excuses. Commitment is powerful. It's not about hoping things will work out. It's about deciding that you'll do whatever it takes to make them work out. Burning the ships, cutting off any possibility of retreat. I'm going all in. When you do that, you unlock a level of potential within yourself that you didn't even know was there. And let me leave you with this. Don't ever underestimate the power of a single moment. We all think that change has to be some monumental event, something big and dramatic. But often it's the smallest decisions. They have the biggest impact. It's the moment you decide to get up an hour earlier to work on your dreams. It's the moment you decide to make that phone call, to reach out for help, to say no to something that isn't serving you anymore. It's the moment you decide that your dreams, and that's the moment when everything changes. Because your life will always reflect what you decide is possible. And let's not forget about gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your entire perspective changes. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. It reminds you that there are things to be thankful for, even in the hardest of times. For example, during a difficult financial period, focusing on the support of friends and family can help you realize the abundance of love and encouragement you have, even when money is tight. And when you start to live with a mindset of gratitude, you start to see opportunities, you start to see potential, limitations. Gratitude doesn't change your circumstances. It changes you. And that in turn changes everything else. Now let me expand on this idea of gratitude. Imagine if every day you made it a habit to list out the things you were grateful for. Not just the big things, but the little things. The warmth of the sun, the sound of laughter, a hot cup of coffee in the morning. When you shift your focus to these small blessings, it changes your emotional state. It gives you the energy to tackle the challenges that come your way. Gratitude builds resilience because it helps you remember, but even when times are tough, there is still good in your life. And when you're feeling grateful, you're much more likely to take positive action. You know, there was a time when I found myself overwhelmed with everything that was going wrong. It's easy to slip into that kind of thinking. Problems at work, financial strain, family issues. But I remember one day, I decided to change my perspective. I started by writing down just 5 things I was grateful for. It felt awkward at first. almost silly, because I was so focused on everything that was wrong. But something incredible happened. I started to feel lighter. I can see the good that I had been overlooking. And that's the thing. Sometimes we get so caught up in what's wrong that we completely forget about what's right. But gratitude brings us back. It helps us see the full picture. When you build your life on a foundation of gratitude, you begin to attract more things to be grateful for. It's like a magnet. What you focus on grows. Then that's what you'll continue to see and experience. But if you focus on the abundance that's already in your life, no matter how small, you'll begin to see opportunities that you didn't notice before. You'll begin to feel empowered rather than discouraged. And that is what makes all the difference. And there's another important point about gratitude. It doesn't just change your perspective. It changes the way you interact with others. People want to be around those who radiate positivity and gratitude. If you're constantly complaining, constantly negative, it pushes people away. But when you approach life with a grateful heart, when you express genuine appreciation to those around you, it draws people to you. And that creates opportunities. The more people want to be around you, the more doors start to open. It's a powerful cycle that all starts with a simple attitude of gratitude. I challenge you to start right now. Grab a piece of paper or use your phone. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be anything, and then make it a habit. Do it every day. It doesn't take much time, but it will have a profound impact on your life. It will change the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. And that, my friends, is the beginning of real transformation. Let's talk for a moment about courage. Because changing your life in a day takes courage. It takes courage to step out of what is familiar and into the unknown. It takes courage to face your fears, to push past your doubts, to risk failing in order to grow. Courage isn't about not feeling fear. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. You see, the only way to build courage is to act despite the fear. Every time you act, every time you push through, you get a little stronger. Courage is what allows you to take that first step, to make that first move. Conversation. Just say no when you need to. Just say yes when it matters most. And courage is contagious. When you show courage, you inspire others to do the same. When you take a stand, when you chase your dreams, when you refuse to settle for less than you deserve, it gives others permission to do the same. That's the beauty of courage. It doesn't just change your life. It changes the lives of those around you. And you know, it's not just the big acts of bravery that count. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is just keep going. It's showing up day after day. Even when you don't feel like it, it's putting in the work. Even when the results aren't immediate, it's believing in yourself. Even when no one else does, that kind of courage, that quiet, consistent courage, is what creates lasting change. It's what turns dreams into reality. It's what transforms ordinary lives, extraordinary ones. Right now, you have a choice. You can let today be just another day, or you can let it be the day that changes everything. You can take that step, make that decision, and start moving in the direction of your dreams. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know exactly how it's going to work out. You just need to start. Trust that the path will unfold as you go. Trust that you have within you everything you need to succeed. Remember, your life can change in a day. It can change in this day. All it takes is for you to decide. So take the wheel, chart your course, commit to the journey, embrace the challenges, and above all, be grateful for every step along the way. Because every step, every experience, every moment is part of what makes your journey uniquely yours. Today is your day. Make it count. Let's continue, because there's more to this journey than just a decision. It's about persistence and resilience, about getting back up every time life knocks you down. Let's talk about the importance. Persistence. Persistence is the glue that holds your dreams together. You can make a decision today to change your life, but without persistence, without the ability to keep going when things get tough, that decision won't take you very far. When I say your life can change in a day, I mean that day is the day you decide not to give up. No matter what, when you decide to persist in the face of setbacks, when you decide to keep moving forward even when the path isn't clear, the truth is there will be days when things go wrong, discouraged or overwhelmed, but it's on those days the persistence matters the most. It's on those days that you have to dig deep and remember why you started in the first place. Let me tell you a story about Thomas Edison. We all know him as the man who invented the electric light bulb. But what many people don't know is that it took him over 1,000 attempts to get it right. 1,000 failures, most people would have given up after 10 or 20, but Edison understood the power of persistence. He once said, "I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That kind of persistence is what led to one of the most important inventions of our time. It's that refusal to quit, that willingness to keep going in the face of failure. That makes all the difference. Now let's talk about resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back when things go wrong. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes things happen that are beyond your control. The last job, a broken relationship, for a health scare. Put resilience is what allows you to get back up and keep moving forward. It's what helps you turn adversity into opportunity. It's about refusing to let setbacks define you and instead using them to strengthen you. You see, life is full of storms. There will be times when the winds blow hard and the rain pours down and it feels like everything is falling apart. But those storms don't last forever. And if you can find it within yourself to keep going, to keep fighting, you'll come out the other side stronger than you were before. Resilience is about believing that no matter how bad things get, you have the power to rise above it. You have the power to create a new beginning, to rebuild, to turn things around. Let me share a personal story. There was a time in my life when I faced what seemed like an insurmountable challenge. I'd invested time, energy, and money into a project that ultimately failed. I felt like I had wasted everything. In the future seemed uncertain, but I realized that I had a choice. Or I could use it as a learning experience. I chose the latter. I chose to get back up to take what I had learned and to keep moving forward. And because of that decision, new opportunities opened up. And I eventually found success in a way I hadn't imagined. That's the power of resilience. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to be defeated by it. Let me tell you, persistence and resilience go hand in hand. They're like two sides of the same coin. Persistence is about continuing to take action. Resilience is about adapting and recovering when things don't go as planned. Together, they form an unstoppable combination that can carry you through anything life throws at you. But let's not forget one more crucial element: vision. Vision is what keeps you focused on where you're going. It's that picture in your mind of the life you want to create, the person you want to become, the difference you want to make. Vision gives you directions. It gives you purpose. And when things get tough, is that vision that keeps you moving forward. It's what reminds you that every sacrifice, every struggle, every ounce of effort is worth it. Take a moment and think about your vision. What do you want your life to look like 5 years from now? 10 years from now? Who do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? When you have a clear vision, it becomes a powerful motivator. It helps you make better decisions. It helps you stay committed. And it helps you persevere when things get tough. Vision is like a compass. Storms. It points you in the right direction and it keeps you focused on what really matters. Division alone. You have to take action to make that vision a reality. And that's where discipline comes in. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's getting up early to work on your goals. It's making those uncomfortable phone calls. It's putting in the work day after day. Even when progress seems slow, discipline is the bridge between your vision and your reality. Without discipline, even the most powerful vision will remain just a dream. And here's the good news. Discipline can be developed. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You don't have to start big. Start small. Set a goal to do one thing every day that moves you closer to your vision. It could be something as simple as reading for 15 minutes. We're going for a run. For reaching out to a potential client. The important thing, and as you build discipline in the small things, you'll find it easier to tackle the bigger challenges. And let me add this. Enjoy the journey. So often we get caught up in the destination. In achieving the goal that we forget to enjoy the process. We forget to appreciate the growth, the learning, the experiences along the way. Life is not just about reaching a destination. It's about who you become in the process. It's about the lessons you learn, the people you meet, the challenges you overcome. So as you work towards your vision, take time to appreciate the journey. Celebrate your progress. No matter how small, find joy in the work you're doing. Because the truth is, it's the journey that shapes you. It's the journey that makes the destination meaningful. So here's what I want you to remember. Your life can change in a day, but it takes more than just a decision. It takes persistence, resilience, vision, discipline, and a willingness to embrace the journey. It takes courage, gratitude, and a commitment to keep moving forward no matter what. Today is your day. Today is the day you take that first step. The day you make that decision, the day you commit to your vision. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for everything to be just right. Take action now. Trust yourself. Believe in your ability to create the life you want. The power is within you. And as you move forward step by step, decision by decision, you will create the future you dream of. You will become the person you were meant to be. So, take the wheel. Chart your course. Make today, the day, the changes, everything. Your life can change in a day.